The United States is on the verge of enacting legislation for the largest military aid package to a foreign country in U.S. history. The package is a staggering $38 billion aid to Israel, with the amount likely to go up in future years. Last week, Kentucky Senator Rand Paul placed a hold on the bill. The senator is now facing backlash from several pro-Israel groups. Senator Paul responded to his critics in an exclusive statement to Jewish Insider, saying, "I'm not for foreign aid in general. If we are going to send aid to Israel, it should be limited in time and scope, so we aren't doing it forever. And it should be paid for by cutting the aid to people who hate Israel and America." He wrote, "This is a stance I've taken for many years." Senator Paul may filibuster against it if the bill goes to a vote. The current bill has been in process for several months now and is reaching its final stages. Joining me now is Executive Director, If Americans Knew, Allison Weir. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Allison, I want to start with asking you, how much money do you think would actually go into Israel under this current legislation? I mean, the numbers are saying $38 billion, could go up. What do you think the numbers will be at?
It will be a minimum of $38 billion over the next 10 years. It can go up, and if it can go up, it will go up, given that Israel partisans and donors and organizations are very influential with our political candidates. So the minimum will be $38 billion. That works out to $7,000 per minute from the United States to Israel, and also is about $23,000 per Jewish Israeli family of 4. This is the kind of money we're talking about, but the U.S. media aren't telling people about it.
That's a lot of money, and like you said, this bill is something that the American people are not necessarily informed about. So if you can give us a little bit more information, are there any problems with this aid package?
There are quite a few problems. First of all, the general American public already feels that we give Israel too much money. A survey a while ago showed that 60% of the respondents said that we were already giving Israel too much money, even before it's now about to become even larger. This works out to this is about, on average, 7,000 times more per capita to Israelis than anyone else around the world. Another problem is it violates a number of U.S. laws that have been in place for a long time. These aren't enforced, but it violates U.S. laws. On top of that, Israel has a long record of human rights violations, of violating international law. So by funding Israeli actions, by giving Israel this massive amount of military aid, it will create more tragedy in the region and more hostility to Americans, quite likely. So there's a great deal that's problematic about this legislation.
Well, and it's the largest amount in U.S. history in aid to a foreign country. Now, Senator Rand Paul has voiced his opinion on it. It's very clear. Is there anybody else that we're hearing that's objecting the bill?
Very few, because as we mentioned, almost nobody knows about it. The media, this has been in process, really it was introduced last March. It was voted on in August, then there was more voting in September. Now it's before the Senate again because the politicians keep making it even more pro-Israel. So it contains a lot of additional perks for Israel that no one knows about, because despite the fact that it's extremely newsworthy, American taxpayers, many people are cutting back spending because of financial concerns. I think many people would be objecting if they knew about the bill. In addition, many more Americans than before are aware of Israeli actions in Gaza, the systemic discrimination in Israel itself. So many people would object to this bill, I feel, if they knew about it, but almost no one knows about it.
Well, and that's our job to tell people. Now, Rand Paul is objecting it and could filibuster it. How likely, we have about a minute left, so I just want to get your opinion. How likely is this bill to be passed?
It's extremely likely to be passed. The majority leader has gotten $1.5 million from Israel partisans. The majority of the Congress is afraid of the Israel lobby. They get campaign donations from Israel partisans. If they don't toe the line, they know there's a very large likelihood that they'll be defeated in the next election. So yes, I think this will be passed.
Well, we'll have to follow it and see if Senator does indeed filibuster. Allison, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.